Let's continue with the description of week 3 of Peninsula Music Festival, number 62. With me, I have a third emerging conductor for this summer. His name is Jiang Xie. He is a second-year doctoral student. I don't want to call you a student because you're my partner in crime of conducting the orchestra. Right?
Yeah.
So he will be finishing his doctoral degree this spring. I would like you to say a few words about yourself and about piece you're going to conduct, okay?
Okay. Hello everyone, my name is Jiang Xie. I got my bachelor degree in Central Conservatory in Beijing and a master degree in Peabody Conservatory with Professor Gustav Meyer. And right now I'm here studying with Maestro Yampolsky and pursuing my DMA degree here.
And what about the piece you will conduct?
Oh, it is the overture to Prince Igor by Borodin. It is some sort of exotic to the Western audience because he not only followed the Western tradition in composition but also have a lot of folk song for Middle Asian part. Especially the middle part you will hear from the concerts. The upper fourths continue overlapping by the brass sections. It's very exotic.
But you like brass, don't
Yeah.
you? Yeah, that's what I thought. All right. Well, following this, I want to step back to the Tuesday night concert right now because we're a little bit ahead of our time. Anyway, the Tuesday concert of the third week is really concert which consists of 3 truly great pieces of music. The first one is a symphony number 8 by Franz Schubert called Unfinished. Everybody knows this piece. And I haven't conducted it for a long time, and I thought it would be wonderful concert opener. The second piece is a piano concerto by Samuel Barber, which he wrote in 1963 for John Browning. And we're going to perform this piece in memory of John Browning. And the soloist is going to be a wonderful young lady who is at the start of great career in a piano performance. Her name is Gabriela Martinez. She already made a tremendous amount of debuts in the United States of America. And she's going to be a soloist for this concerto by Samuel Barber. Following that piece, after intermission, we will be playing one of my most beloved pieces of music, the Fifth Symphony by Jean Sibelius. I have to admit that I already conducted this piece twice during my 28 years with the Peninsula Music Festival. But I guess I can't stay away from it any longer. And I think it will provide very interesting contrast in our music offerings for the festival. Because this piece was written on the border between decay of Romanticism and emergence of modernism. So that particular era is of great interest to me, and so I like to do more works from that particular era. As a matter of fact, the other piece which will be featuring for the third concert is also written during that period of time, and I'll talk about it a little later. Now we are in a Thursday of last week, and we know then Jiang Xie will conduct overture to Prince Igor by Borodin, and then Gabriela Martinez will come back as a soloist to play very famous Tchaikovsky Piano Concerto number 1 in B-flat minor. And so we'll finish that program with a symphony number 3 by Rachmaninoff, which he wrote already being in the United States of America and partly in Switzerland in the year of 1935. That symphony also has the same features of decay or demise of Romanticism and emergence of modernism. And so, together with beautiful melodies of Rachmaninoff, you will hear very distinctively sounds of music which he heard in the United States. He used much more percussions in that piece, and his melodies become now shorter and more disjointed compared to the previous Symphony Number 2, which was written in 1906 and 7. So that is what I call music of changing times, and you will hear that in the Third Symphony. Now we're going to finish our conversation with the very last concert of the festival, third Saturday, which will only have two works. One by Elgar, his violin concerto, which actually was never performed in Door County ever. And that concerto will be performed by another young soloist, violinist, whose name is Elena Uriosti. She is a student of Joseph Silverstein from Curtis. Joseph Silverstein was my colleague, concertmeister of the Boston Symphony for many years. And now we will feature the product of his teaching as a soloist. Elena Uriosti is very young, but already made a tremendous start of her career in the United States and in Europe. By the way, both her and other soloists from PMF has their own websites. And you could see a lot of information about all of them on their own websites. The Gabriela Martinez has website as well. What is interesting about Elena Uriosti website, in addition to her biography, reviews, repertoire, or concert schedule, there is another link to yoga. And I found it the most interesting because she actually is very passionate about yoga. And so you would be very interested to see that link on her website. Anyway, as I said, this concerto by Elgar, which is one of the greatest concertos of the 20th century, it is a mammoth piece of music, almost 45 minutes long, but it is truly a great piece by Elgar, and I'm looking forward for the conduct this piece at PMF for the first time. And then we will finish our festival again with work by Sergei Rachmaninoff, his symphonic dances, which were written in 1940. And that is truly his greatest work for the orchestra, which also going to feature a solo saxophone player, because one of the melodies in the first movement will be played by a saxophone player. Anyway, that piece has named Symphonic Dances, but the relationship to actual dances is, in my opinion, not very direct. There are dancing rhythms. You could recognize the waltz rhythms. You can recognize rhythms of tarantella or saltarello in the last section. But the piece is nevertheless not all that dancing, because you're going to hear very famous Gregorian chant. It's called Dies Irae, which Rachmaninoff liked to use in most of his works throughout his career. And there is also chant Hallelujah from his work for solo choir, a cappella, from his all-night vigil. That music will be there. And also there is a quotation from his Symphony Number 1, which, as you remember, was a disaster and he withdrew it. But nevertheless, in his last work for orchestra, he decided to reconstruct the melody from the first symphony. Although he did one trick with that, he moved it to a major key instead of minor key. So in the symphony it is in D minor, in symphonic dances it appears in C major. But nevertheless, it is a form of music which is very moving and tremendous vehicle for virtuosity of the orchestra. And I'm so much looking forward to conduct this piece and entire festival. Well, for me it will be probably 28, but for PMF it will be 62. Thank you very much. I hope to see you all in Door County.